Well, welcome, First Presbyterian Church. I'm so glad you are taking a look at this. I'm very excited because, as you've heard, we've just announced we brought on this new position of Director of Operations. And so it is my pleasure and excited to introduce to you Chyrise King, who is now part of the First Presbyterian Church community as our Director of Operations. So first, welcome, Chyrise. And we would just like to know a little bit about you. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm a California girl born and raised in California, but then I spent some time on the East Coast and the Midwest, and I'm very happy to be back in California. I have two grown daughters that are on their own, paying their own bills, which is always good. I'm a little bit of a Disney freak, so you might see some Disney stuff in my office. That's about it. I do a little kayaking. I like musical theater.
Ooh, wait, what's your favorite show?
My favorite show is probably...
What are a few of your favorite shows? That's probably not fair to say, which is your favorite.
Well, of course, Hamilton. I saw it twice, which was just awesome. I like a show called Spring Awakening, which a lot of people may not know about.
Oh, yeah. My kids sang it all the time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's runs the soundtrack. So we're going to
have little duets going on in the office?
Well, we will not, but you may hear that blasting from my office. Yeah, it'll be In the Heights. Will certainly be
Manuel and Miranda. The movie's going to be coming out soon. Yeah,
I know the trailer makes me cry.
I did.
So we'll do In the Heights a lot. We used to be big Wicked people, but that's kind of faded away. But yeah, Hamilton is certainly. I play that in my background. I'm working all the time. It's just kind of. Yeah. Well, good. We did not know that about you during interview time. Good thing that was a plus.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll try not to just break out in song.
Yeah.
My daughter, my daughters and I around the house, somebody will say something and all of a sudden we're all singing.
That's best. That's awesome. I can do pretty much the entire Les Mis soundtrack.
Oh, I do love that too. Yeah.
Complete. I could probably do the whole thing, Eponine and Cosette included.
Really?
Yeah. It wouldn't be pretty, but
that's very emotional.
It is. Oh, yes. Well, people are like, what are you talking about?
Oh, it's all right. My daughter's one of them is a stand-up comedian in New York City.
Oh.
In addition to her day job. And then I have a daughter that's a director at Disney TV Animation.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Fun.
Well, that's great. Cool. Well, so now that you're coming on board, and everybody, she starts October 12th. Be kind and don't expect everything to happen all at once. But let me just ask. So I think when folks look at your resume and they find out a little bit about you, they're going to be like, what? I mean, she's done, she directed a school. She was a assistant superintendent. There's all this big stuff like coming to our little church, and I think we often think of ourselves as not a big deal, which I think is good. But at the same time, we're worth, it's okay. People want to be here, but it is coming from a scale that's much bigger into something, a much smaller staff, very few structures. And we're asking you to kind of help create and build this infrastructure so that we can continue to be healthy and thriving as a church. Why on earth would you want to do that?
Well, first, I've worked in many different environments and I much prefer this smaller nonprofit type of environment. I feel like I can get more things done and it's a vocation for them to work there. It's not just a job. So that's great. I really love everything the church represents, the inclusiveness, the diversity. It's very important to me and in my life, and I feel very called to be there. And it's a new adventure for me and I'm real excited about it. So I think it's a big deal. So.
Well, good. It is a big deal for us too. I mean, this is a brand new position. It is. I've only been here a year, and I think it's it feels like a lot of change for our community. But I do tell people, I'm like, you just watch out because now I'm going to be freed up to do more stuff. So I don't know if that scares people or if that excites them. We'll see. But I do know, like when I got here, and when any new person comes in with a lot of excitement and fanfare and all that, there's this expectation. And I don't think people actually assume in a month everything's going to be fixed. But I think there is this we're doing this big thing, and gosh, shouldn't it happen quickly? What can people expect from you, maybe in the first week or month, and then how do you kind of see yourself? Kind of what's the journey towards getting us a little bit more structured, and how are we going to experience you as you begin your time with us?
One of my mottos is to seek first to understand. So I'm going to spend time getting to know people in the community, people that work at the church, to find out what the community is really about, what the culture is like, and understand everything. And then I'll do some investigating, relationship building, to find out what needs to be done, what people are looking for, and then it'll all come together, and I'll actually start, putting things in place. But I'm not going to like come in the first day and change everything and send a memo out and say, okay, this is how we're doing it now. That's
There
not
may
my.
be there may be people that want you to do that.
Yeah.
Probably I'm going to be like, can you just change this right now? But
Yes.
who knows? You'll
Yeah,
just have to say
change
no.
communication is very important to me, and the way that change takes place makes a difference, whether it actually works or not. So
Yeah.
I'm committed to that.
Well, that's great. Well, we're very excited to have you coming on board again, folks. You'll be able to reach her. We haven't set up emails. We haven't done any of that stuff yet. Part of why we're asking Chyrise to come on is we really have no like staffing onboarding procedures, and so she's onboarding herself basically. What's happening? But I have three more questions for you. These are very easy. I did not tell you I was going to ask you these.
Okay, all
I
right.
always ask every interview that I do or webinar. I ask, what are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to? So what are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to?
I'm listening to the podcast Revisionist History. Malcolm Gladwell. I really and he pinpoints things in history and that we think we understand and completely turns it on its head. What I'm watching, I've done a little COVID binge watching.
Hey, we have all done that.
Yes.
No shame.
I actually went back and watched all of West Wing because
Oh.
that's a well-written show.
Mhm.
I'm actually looking for my next thing to binge watch.
So you're binge watching smart stuff. Like
I'm trying to.
we're binge watching like Grey's Anatomy and like this just
Okay,
trashy
I
TV.
did just finished binge watching The Magicians, which was kind of
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
I love that.
It was really good.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
And what I'm reading actually probably three different things. I'm reading a book called Courage and Leadership. I'm reading a book, and now I can't remember the exact name because it's Aristotle and Dante discover the universe, but they're two boys named Aristotle and Dante.
Oh.
So it's not as heady as.
I was like, oh my goodness.
And it's read by Lin-Manuel Miranda. So yeah, I know you're like, where is this book? How do I get
Let
it?
me put that link down. Yes. I will. That'll be next on my audiobooks.
Yes. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm trying to learn a few things. I belong to masterclass, which, so I, learn, maybe someday I want to do some screenwriting, who knows? But anyway, so I try to learn about different stuff all the time.
That's great. Well, I'm looking forward to getting to know you. Our staff and the community will get to know you as you get settled. Again, everybody, Chyrise starts on the 12th. We'll get contact information out as soon as we can. And I would expect that many of you are going to hear from Chyrise to kind of get to know her and you. And again, this is a partnership between, myself and Chyrise as we will kind of move this community into whatever it's going to be next. I'm looking forward to it. Excited you're part of the community, and we'll see you on the 12th.
I'm very excited too. We'll see you then.
All right. Thanks. All right. I'm going to stop recording.